Alright, so today is Tuesday. We don't really have anything planned today. Yesterday we spent the afternoon in Universal Studios and we ate a lot of yummy food at the food trucks. But today I want a home cooked meal. So I'm going to try this new pasta recipe that I saw on Facebook once again. Hopefully this one's good as well. We're going to try it out. Instead of using ground beef, we're going to use ground turkey. But as far as everything else, the recipe is still the same. So I'm going to bring you along with me and try out this pasta recipe. Alright, so this recipe calls for minced like dried onions, but I don't have that, so I'm going to use fresh onions that I just chopped up. Then we're going to use some garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, minced garlic, 1 can of the tomato, basil, and garlic sauce, and most of this stuff is from Aldi, if you can't tell. But the pasta, we're going to try a cavatappi pasta, just because it has all the corkscrews and curves and the grooves, and hopefully it tastes good. And then for the mixture that we're going to use is ricotta cheese, Parmesan cheese, Italian seasoning, oregano leaves. It didn't call for red pepper flakes, but I want to put a little kick into it, so we're going to add it. It's not going to hurt anyways. And then we got some basil. So the first thing we're going to do is take the ground turkey. Yes, it looks weird because it was frozen, and I defrosted it in the microwave. Well, Olive, it's fine. I'm going to throw this in here, and let that cook up until it's all cooked up, all right? We don't want pink. We don't want, once again, we don't want to get nobody getting sick, okay? So we're gonna cook up this turkey until it's no longer pink, because guess what? It works just like the chicken. We want to cook it so you don't get sick, okay? And after you put it in here, wash your nasty little hands. Okay, so now that the meat is cooked, we're gonna add in the garlic. Once again, I'm just winging it because let's just put the rest of the jar in. Let's just do it. Not that much left anyways. Let's do that. And then we're gonna add in some onion once again. I'm winging it. Let that cook for a little bit. So now we're gonna add in all the seasoning. So the first one is gonna be this Italian seasoning. Once again, we're not measuring. We are just gonna wing it. I'm gonna put Italian seasoning in here. Then we have the onion powder. Wing it once again. Then we have the garlic powder. Wing it once again. I mean, you can't really go wrong with the staples, right? Then we're going to give this a good mix. And then we're going to get the pasta sauce. This is just a regular pasta sauce. We're going to pour it in here. And since we emptied the jar, we added we filled it halfway, the jar, with water. I'm going to get the rest of that pasta sauce out of here. And also we're putting dry pasta in here. We're going to let it cook all together. So pour that in there. Then, I almost forgot, we're going to get some oregano. Wing that in there. And some basil. And wing this in here too. Okay, so we're going to give this a nice little stir. So it should look all kind of soupy, which is fine because we're going to put the pasta in here. So I'm going to flip this up. Can I even open it? Or not flirt. I'm going to give this a stir down. Then what you're going to do next is you're going to get this beef broth and you're just going to pour the whole thing in here. Well, I'm not going to pour the whole thing because that's like too much going on. I'm going to stir this up. So it should look like a little soup. You can see that. Looks like a soup. And what we're going to do is we're going to pop a lid. Hello. We're going to pop a lid on here and let it cook up until most of the liquid is absorbed. And I almost forgot the red pepper flakes, so let's add a few of those. All right, so while that pasta's doing its thing, we're going to start the ricotta mixture. All right, so this is going to call for the whole container of the ricotta. Honestly, when I make lasagna, I usually use cottage cheese, so I'm not really a fan of ricotta cheese, but this one looks smoother than I'm used to, so we're going to see how that works. Then it says you can take a cup of Parmesan cheese. Is this a cup? It's 5 ounces, so it's less than a cup, but we're going to wing it. That's good. Then we're going to put in some pepper. And I didn't have any dry parsley, so I went out to my garden. Got some parsley, chopped it up, so we're going to put that in there. And then it says 1 egg. Drop this in here without getting shells. And then we're just going to mix it up. And when it's done, it should look something like this. So we got the ricotta mixture out the way. The pasta's doing its thing. Now I'm going to get a block of mozzarella, because this is going to go on the top before we put it in the oven, and we're going to shred it. I like to use the block mozzarella because it doesn't have the wax on it like the pre-made shredded has already. So let's go ahead and shred this. I might as well just shred the whole thing, because I can always just keep it in my fridge as needed. Alright, so now most of the liquid is out of the pasta, so I put it in this because I'm not sure if my pot can actually go in the oven, so we're gonna put it in this pan because I know this can go in the oven. And we're gonna get our ricotta mixture, and we're just gonna put little dollops in here and push it down in there. I guess you don't have to use the whole thing. We're gonna use as much as we can. Then we got all this mozzarella that we just shredded, and we're gonna sprinkle it on top. Should look something like that. Then we're gonna get some more Italian seasoning. I'm gonna sprinkle that on top. So we have the oven set to 325. There's really no time limit for it. We're just gonna put it in there and wait till it browns up because everything's cooked except the egg and the ricotta. So this is the final product out of the oven. It's still bubbling, as you can see. It looks really, really good, and I can't wait to try it, but it's way too hot right now. So we're going to wait till it cools down, and then we'll give you guys a review on how we think it tastes. All right, so I finally made myself a plate. Got a little Trader Joe's frozen baguette there. Those things are delicious, FYI. So let's give this a taste. All right, so I loaded my fork up. Got a little bit of the cheese, the ricotta mixture, the noodles, and some turkey. Ground turkey, so let's try it out. Oh my god. Okay. That's delicious. Yes, ma'am. Make that. That is such a quick and easy meal, and everybody's gonna like it. That's delicious. Try it. You won't regret it.